Welcome to the So That Missions podcast with FBC. This is Brittany, and I am so excited today to interview one of my amazing friends, Faith.
Welcome to FBC Missions So That podcast. This is an encouraging place to hear how God is working in and around us. We know that He blesses His people so that they can bless the world around them. Join us as we discuss how to join God in all that He is doing. Why is God working in our life, church, and community? It's so that through us, the world will know that He is near.
Okay, well, this is Brittany, and I'm so excited to be in the studio this morning with Faith. Hey, Faith.
Hey.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm enjoying the cold weather.
Oh, me too.
A little bit. It's kind of like I'm also in between, like, am I too cold? Like, I'm almost tired of it already.
Yeah, feeling my hands. You know how cold my
hands.
Oh,
no.
Yeah.
I might need to, like, hold your hand the rest of the time.
My hands are always cold, but I'm so happy that it's winter-ish now. I mean, It was summer like 4 days ago, but now it's winter.
Yeah, I know. Texas is so funny. I was just talking to someone the other day, and I was like, you never can predict it. Like, You never know.
You never know. And honestly, like, I think the weather is just like that. It kind of keeps us on our toes, which is actually good for us.
Yeah.
Right?
Keeps us guessing. Probably.
Oh, gosh. Well, anyway, hello, listeners. We are so glad that you are taking some time out of your life to listen to this podcast. I'm really stoked. This is the first of 2 to 3 podcasts with Faith, I'm hoping, because I have been after you.
For a little bit.
I have. I've been just ever since I was invited to start helping with this awesome podcast. So the So That Missions podcast here at FBC is really meant to share stories of God's kingdom being impacted. And I will just tell y'all that you are in for a treat. Faith and I met this year, which
I can't believe it.
Right?
I feel like we've known each other for like forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
And I'm a lot older than you. We actually did the math, and I could be her mom, but I really just want to be her sister and her best friend.
Hey, that's how I see you.
Faith is truly an inspiration, and I've really been encouraging her for a while to come and share her stories. So Faith is in her last year of high school. She's a younger member here at First Baptist Boerne, and we met in January in Perspectives.
Yeah.
And I would just say, I don't know. I thank God for how He connected us, Faith, and I thank God for Perspectives. That class changed my life.
Yeah, it was kind of a step of obedience for me, but like looking back on it, I'm like, whoa. Like I would not be in the same place I am today.
Step of obedience?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Whenever I first heard about the class, Chad kind of was like, hey, this is happening. And I was like, like, that sounds like a lot of work. And then I was like, well, like, I'm not sure about the money. Like, that's a lot of money. And like, right away, they were like, oh, like, we've got scholarships. Like, that's fine. And then I was like, okay, I'm just
excuse one?
Yeah,
nope.
Excuse one. And then...
Well, I guess that was excuse 2, because excuse 1 might have been it sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like
2.
a lot of work.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so I think it was like the first 2 lessons were like, you could go for free.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm probably not going to do it. And everything I brought up, it was like immediately turned down.
Wow.
And so
there you are.
Yeah. Even going into like the third one, I was like, do I want to go in? Like once I commit, I'm committed. Like it's happening.
That's awesome. Well, that I'll just do a plug for Perspectives. There's so many things that there's so many ways that it might bless you. But I would just say, if you're listening to this and you're in a place of like, man, what is my purpose? Like, why am I here? Take the class. Because it is going to really show you your purpose, and it has to do with the Lord, and it has to do with this kingdom and what He calls each and every one of us to in terms of all nations and His people, right, Faith?
Yeah. I mean, it really shows you like how many people there are that still don't know God, and like haven't heard about it.
Yeah.
And then it also helps you know, like, there's so many ways to help.
There's so many ways to help. And so some of the ways Faith has helped, she's already been on 3 mission trips. So she has gone with the church twice to Mexico with our youth program, which is incredible. And then just recently, she returned from a trip to the Middle East, which is awesome. But before we jump into that, Faith, I just want to back up, and I would love for you to share a little bit about your life and your testimony, if you'd be willing to share that.
Yeah, of course. So growing up, I grew up in a Christian family, and I always felt like empty and like that I was missing something. And I kind of knew what that was. Like, being in a Christian family, I was like, well, that's like you kind of know what it is. Like, I knew I was missing Jesus. But in my mind, I was like, I am going to wait. I want to, like, be in the world. And, like, I think part of that was just, like, a fear of missing out.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, sorry, we're going to pause you on your story here.
Yeah, no,
but
you're good.
I want to be in the world in fear of missing out. Can we pause and just, can you explain a little bit more about that?
I think there's just, like, I think Satan tells you, like, there's so much and like he has so many worldly things to offer. But I mean, ultimately it doesn't compare. Like
he has so many things to offer.
Yeah.
He, the great enemy, has so many things to offer that can entangle us and just keep us trapped in his snare.
Yeah. Because, like, yes, he is the king of this world, but, like, there is so much more. Like, God has so much more in store.
Faith, this morning, one of my kiddos, we were driving to school, and there was a song on, and I was like, okay, what is this song even about? Like, I was just kind of listening to it. And then we started talking about music, and she was telling me how she no longer wants to listen to a certain type of genre because she can just tell how she feels when she listens to it. Yeah. And I think that's profound.
I've felt the same thing before. Like, I've realized, like, once I start playing this genre, I go, like, into, like, oh, I'm sad, like, all of these things are wrong. Like,
or comparative reality, or subtly it starts to make you feel like certain things of the world are okay. It's no problem, right? And it leads you astray, and you don't even realize it.
Well, and, like, I'm pretty sure, like, when you, like, read in the Bible, it says, like, Satan, like, he was, like, the leader of music. Yes. And so, like,
he was.
Like, he has that power, and he knows how to use it.
I think so too. And I think just for any listener out there, and if you want to know more, you can certainly reach out. There's our children and youth program here is just amazing. But I'm very much with Faith. I think that the great deceiver was a musician before he was kicked out of heaven. And I think that in our world, we want to be mindful of how is, like, really what is music saying to us deep down? How is it altering us? How is it growing us closer or further away from the Lord? And not from a place of legalism or judgment, but just truth, like just being true and saying, like, is this leading me to the Lord? Yeah. Is this producing the fruit of the Spirit in my life? And if it's not, like, let's maybe alter what we're listening to or watching. Yeah.
I think there's so many little things, and, like, it can start small, and, like, that's how Satan uses it. Like, you start with, like, oh, I'm just listening to this music. And then, like, I'm just doing this. Like, one more time. Like,
no big deal.
Yeah. And I've done that on, like, social media.
Yes.
And where I'm like, one more reel. Like, one more.
Yeah. Yeah. And some of them are good.
Some of them,
some are good.
And that's how I deceive myself. Yeah. That's how I'm like, well, I'm kind of learning more about God.
But if we listen to that still small voice. So in your story, you had a still small voice that was, like, leading you towards something else, but you had this other thing that was saying, oh, but you might miss out. Yeah. There's so many good things, and we want to be mindful of that. Okay, so just a quick pause there, and I just say, like, I just thank the Lord, and again, am so inspired by that emotional maturity, but really, Faith, it is the Holy Spirit working within you, and I thank God for that, because the Holy Spirit working within you kind of led you to go, but hang on. So tell us, so we
Yeah.
pause, but tell us a little more of your story.
Yeah. So I'd kind of like been feeling like I was missing something, feeling empty. And then when I was 13, I had a dream, and in the dream, I was on my street, and it was my house, and everything was super familiar. And then in the dream, Jesus was coming like through the clouds, just as you imagine it. And it like flashed to me up in the clouds on my knees, like just begging and going like, please, please, please. And I like, after that happened, I like woke up and I realized like, oh, you don't know how much time you have. You are like, you can't decide. Like, you can't just pick to be in the world because you don't know when Jesus is coming back. And so that really like opened my eyes. And then I'd kind of held on to that, but I was still scared to let go of the world and to finally accept Jesus. And then we moved to this church, and I'd been in the youth program for about a year, and every time they would do like an altar call, and like, if you want to accept Jesus, like raise your hand. I'd be like, I want to do that. But then I was also like, I'm scared about what everybody else is going to think. And so I was just tired of that, and I was tired of being scared. And one night I prayed like, God, I need the boldness to accept you. I need your help. And this was probably last summer. And then it was like the beginning of summer. And earlier that year, I'd signed up for Mexico, even though I wasn't a Christian yet, and I had to pull some strings to get on. So I went to Mexico, and over that trip, I got to see God use me and use me as an impact to his kingdom, even though I wasn't saved. And I was like, whoa, like, I didn't know he could do that. And then like a week later, we had VBS, and I was serving, and you could just hear like all of the kids like worshiping and just like praising Jesus at the top of their lungs. And I was like, whoa, this is so cool.
And those are little kids.
Those
too,
are little kids,
right?
like little kids.
Yeah.
But our entire church was like full, and they were just yelling like praise songs. And then like a week later was camp, and I like over that whole week, just every night was in tears and was like, I need to give up. I need to like surrender. And one night he did like the altar call, and I didn't do it. And I was like, oh, you missed your chance.
I love that. Like, I missed my chance.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about your dream, right? Like,
yeah. And so then we like, it's the last day. It's the last, like, we're only there that morning, and then we leave. And
okay, had you continued to pray that prayer?
or
was that kind of like,
it was kind of like in my mind still.
Okay.
But like, honestly, I think I kind of forgot about it.
Okay.
Like, it wasn't until I was filming like my testimony video for the church that I was like, oh, like I prayed that God would give me confidence. And then I was like, oh, like he answered that.
I love
and so
that.
I think I kind of forgot about it, but like God didn't.
I'm glad you prayed it that one time, because he says to ask.
Yeah.
And you will receive.
You will receive. Yeah. So we get to like that last camp day, and I am like, I'm walking, and I'm thinking, I'm like, you missed it.
Yeah.
Like, you're just gonna have to wait like another year until camp or something, or wait until now.
Now Jesus cannot be your savior.
Yeah. Basically, those were like the thoughts going on in my head, and I was like, oh. And so I get into like the lunchroom, and I just like break down in tears.
Oh.
And like,
So much for not worrying about what people think in the middle
exactly.
of the,
I know.
I mean, there's a lot of people.
There was a lot of people. And so like I break down in tears, and just like one of my leaders, like I found her, and she was like, do you want to talk? And I was like, no.
I don't even want to be
like,
crying right now at lunch.
Exactly.
Talk? No.
Yeah, no. So
I really just want to eat my lunch.
I ended up like agreeing. I was like, fine, once you finish, I'll talk to you. And then eventually, like 30 minutes later,
Wow.
I finally, like accepted Jesus. I finally gave up.
Oh, you surrendered.
I surrendered.
You surrendered. Yeah. What do you think? Like, how would you describe surrender?
I mean, like, you need to believe that, like, God's got it. So, like, I feel like that's the start, like, believing that you don't need to hold on to it and that, like, God can take care of it. And then, like, letting go.
Yeah.
Because, like, we were talking about this earlier. Like, you can know something, but then believing it's a different thing.
Yes. And it's like, I don't know. I know for me, like, I knew the Lord all my life and was even sprinkled in church, like at 13. But I didn't have that surrendering conversation until about 3 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so it's amazing when you do let go, and it's a continual process of letting go, right? Because we're studying a book together right now about confessing our feelings and repenting and being transformed. And it is like often a moment by moment, but it's like once you have that initial surrender and you really trust that the Lord's got it, even before, I mean, he's got it even before, like you said, your first mission trip, you hadn't fully surrendered your life to the Lord, and yet he moved in your life.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't think that could happen, which, I always think of like wherever like Jesus is like, you have little faith. It's like,
so it's crazy because like you grew up in a Christian home, you grew up going to church, you knew the Lord, and yet deep down inside, I mean, I think you said you knew something, you had an empty feeling, you knew something was missing.
And I mean, like pastors will always talk about it. And so I was like, and like my pastor at the time was always talking about how like you can try to fill it. Like you can be like, oh, once I go to college, once I get my degree, once I get a car, once I get married, once I have kids. And it's like, it's just going to keep going.
Yeah.
Until,
all those things. They don't
fail. Yeah. And like, I've experienced that. Like it was just the next thing after the next thing.
So now that you've surrendered, what is it? Now is it more full? Like
yes. Oh, 100%. I like even just like on this last mission trip I went on, I got to share my testimony multiple times, and just like somebody was like, "You've got a joy that comes on your face."
It's true.
And
faith. It is true.
I don't know. I've always been like scared. I'm like, oh, like what are they gonna think? And it's like, no. It's not your story. It's God's story.
Oh yes. And one of the things that Faith and I and our sweet friend Kelsey, we just got to give Kelsey a shout out. We became pals at Cairo this past summer, but we've continued our friendship of 3. And it's pretty neat because we represent 3 different decades. Faith isn't quite to the 2-0 decade. Kelsey's in the 3-0 and I'm in the 4-0 decade of life. But it's really cool because we are sweet, fast friends, and we study our identity. We talk a lot about our identity. And so, Faith, before we move into your missions experience, we've been working on identity, the 3 of us. And now that you are where you are in your faith, what would you say about the difference in identity? And we didn't even know we were going to go there today, but like...
Yeah. I, like, right before I left, his whole book is, like, on, like, asking God, like, what is your identity? What do you call me? And over the trip, I could see the difference from the days that I was living in my true identity. I was truth-telling. I was, like, going back to God, versus the days that I was in my head thinking, like, oh, like, this is on you. You've got to take care of it. Like, I could just see pressure, the difference.
Right?
Yes,
it's like pressure.
Yeah.
But when you're in your true identity, as a child of God, as a daughter to the highest King, it's like things flow.
Yeah. I have a joy. I am like confident, and I'm not worried about what everybody else around me thinks.
That is so freeing in itself right there.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So the book we're studying is called Living Fearlessly. It's written by Jamie Winship, and it is, I would say it is a life-changing book for me.
Yeah. I mean, it opens your mind up. I have already heard like some of his sermons and his podcasts, and his stories are so cool. And it really, I don't know. I've never thought about like, oh, what's your true identity? And like, what does God call you?
Yeah.
Because like, it says like he knit in you, like, I don't know.
You're intricately designed.
Yes.
Intricately designed. Wonderfully, fearlessly made. It's just, it's so cool to think about that. So yeah, the three of us have been working through our identity. There is a YouTube channel called Identity Exchange, which has blessed all three of us tremendously, because we want to walk in our true identity and live that freedom that's available after that surrender, and you're walking in that full identity. Like it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's so awesome. Okay. So we'll transition a little bit here.
Yeah.
It's 3 mission trips so far. And like I shared, Faith is not even to finishing high school yet. And so her first mission trip was with the church to Mexico. Will you tell us a little bit about that trip? And then, we can move forward.
So on that one, we do a lot of construction and a lot of building.
And this was the youth trip or the family?
This is the youth one.
Okay.
I haven't gone on the family one.
Okay.
And then one day, the day that I saw like God use me, we went out into the market and got to share like a little picture that we had brought and give it to someone and then get to pray with them. And then, I mean, it's different every year. And I've found with like mission trips, you need to be very flexible.
Oh my goodness.
Don't get an idea in your mind, because that was not the plan. And it changed, but it still was impacted. Yeah.
His ways are better.
There was like 7 people that got saved.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That is awesome. People from our church and in Mexico?
Do
you remember?
I don't know.
You just remember?
I know it was like the 7 people were from the market. Like we went into the market.
Oh my goodness.
And we were sharing like the paintings, and people were either like, yes, I want to go to church, or like on the spot, like accepted Jesus.
Wow.
And then we connected them with the church.
Was moving.
Yes. It was so cool. We got in like a big circle after, and
so that happened, and you yourself hadn't surrendered fully yet. Wow.
Yeah. And like the time that I saw like God use me was somebody gave me this book. It had like the gospel story in it. They gave it to me, and I was like, I already gave away my painting. I do not want to have to do this again. Like I already thought I got rid of it. And so the translator was talking to someone else in the front, and I was like, okay, I'm just going to pass this off.
That's so the way of the world, right? No, I've already checked my box.
No, I was like, I already did it.
My box.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And so I gave it to these people, and then she started like reading it out loud, and people started like coming around her and like listening. And like, as I was turning around the corner, there's like people circled all around her.
Wow.
And I was like, even when I was like, I don't want to do this. God is like, no, I'm still using it.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That's so cool that you see that too.
Yeah.
Like, wow. I mean, I just keep thinking about your dream. Like I just keep visualizing your dream, and it's like, he is right there all the time, just calling us to his kingdom. Yeah. His kingdom is just right there. Like he's calling us.
I had another dream recently that was like, in it, there was like some type of persecution that I was facing. And it was just like, I was praying like the whole time. And you could like I could feel that if I would just draw near to him, then like I was fine.
Wow. Draw near to him.
Yeah.
And we're fine. We're fine. We're more than fine. All the things that swirl around us, what people think, just all the fears that we get, like it's like they dissipate.
Yeah.
They go away.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was your first mission trip. And then you got back from the trip to Mexico. You volunteered and helped with Vacation Bible School here at the church. So this would have been in 2024. And so you volunteered here for VBS at the church, which in itself is incredible. I've heard. I didn't get to go this year because I ended up in Malawi. I didn't get to go.
Well, hearing your stories from that trip, it sounded like it was amazing.
And then right after that, you went to Cairo. That is when you surrendered and accepted the Lord fully into your heart. And then, so that was 2025. And then 2026, you went back to Mexico.
Yes.
Tell us about that trip with the youth group and that, the mission.
Wait, 2025.
Oh yeah,
It's not.
I'm struggling with years. 2024 was your first mission trip. 2025 was your second one.
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah.
Numbers are hard for me, Faith.
Me too. This year, I had a lot of expectations.
Yeah.
And you need to go into a mission trip free and open and just to be ready to see how God uses you.
Yes.
And so I saw a lot of the growth when I came back, and I saw that being in that environment where you're serving people and getting to share the gospel and pray for people, that was what I wanted. And it was kind of a confirmation.
Okay, time out. The first time you were in Mexico, you're like, here's my picture. I'm good. And then the second time you're like, say that again.
Getting to pray for people. I don't know. What do you want me? Well, what part did I say?
It was just so cool. The difference of what you said on the first trip.
Oh, not wanting to do it versus loving it.
Yeah, that's so neat.
Yeah. And so coming back, I saw this is I had already heard a podcast earlier in the year that a friend shared with me. And I was like, okay, yes. I was talking about the unreached, and I was like, yes, I want to go. I want to serve. And kind of in my mind, I'm like, if I can go and serve, and the reason why we're still here on earth once you're saved is to go and make more disciples and bring people to Christ, and I can do that, why wouldn't I?
Wow. So let's pause again. Sorry.
No, you're good.
Tell us about unreached. Will you let our give our listeners a definition of unreached?
Are you talking kind of in the 1040 window, or
anyway, just for someone who's never heard that term before? How would you describe what it means?
People who don't know Jesus and who have not heard.
Yes,
the hope.
Yeah, exactly. So this year, Faith, like we said at the start of the podcast, Faith took the perspectives class. Is that when you learned about unreached?
A friend had shared a sermon earlier, and then taking perspectives was a step in obedience.
Wow. Isn't it unreal how we have to, it's not it's a slow burn, right?
Yeah.
We might hear something, or we might pray something Lord, give me the boldness to say yes to you.
Yeah.
And it takes a minute.
Uh-huh.
We're all on our own
patience. Patient.
Exactly. Yeah. So you had heard about unreached people. Then you took perspectives class out of obedience. You felt like the Lord wanted you to take that class.
And the sermon that was shared with me at the end, it was kind of a prayer where it's yes, Lord, I want to go. I want to be sent. I want to be used by you. And I prayed that at the end, and then there was I heard about perspectives, and I was like, I don't know. And I was like, the money, and then the book, and all of the things. And
what do you mean the book?
To pay for the book.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of reading.
Yeah.
But I
so
somebody
fear,
was
doubt,
yes,
uncertainty.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh, we've got scholarships. We'll give you the book.
Oops, sorry. Not a good excuse. Sorry. Not a good excuse.
And so everything that I brought up was just shot down. And so I was like, okay. I think I have to go.
I'm going to have to go to perspectives or go.
Perspectives.
Yeah. That's really amazing. Okay. And I will just tell you, I'm looking at the time here, Faith, and we're going to do a part 2. She's like, wait, what? I barely told you I was going to do a part 1. So we're going to talk a little bit more about getting you to take perspectives and go to Mexico. And then we're going to pause, and we'll do a part 2 with however we get
Middle East trip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Because it's just too good not to share this story. Okay. So you had heard about Unreached People Group. Then here came this opportunity to learn more about God's perspective, God's heart for the nations and change. It really does change your perspective. Mm-hmm. So you were trying every way possible not to sign up for this 15-week class that has a really thick book.
It's
and money.
Even the easiest level was So good, but a lot.
I love it. And so, but you went ahead. So what was that process like okay, so that was a surrender also, like, okay, well, I'm going to let go of my ideas and my thoughts and I'm going to be obedient. Can you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah. It definitely, like, even up to like the first 2 weeks were free and it was like, you can try it out. And even up to like the third week, I was like, I don't know. Like I could still get out of this. But then like getting to hear, cause you get like a new speaker each week.
Yeah.
And just getting to hear so many different people's like views on things and how they teach each lesson was like, it was so cool. And just like really opening your mind up and seeing like how many people are reached. And like, that was the first time I've heard of like the 1040 window and then being like, I don't know.
What is the 1040 window, Faith?
The 1040 window is a like geographic window.
Yep.
With the most unreached people groups. And
Isn't
like,
it crazy?
Yeah.
So for our listeners that might not have heard of the 1040 window, so we did learn this in Perspectives, and Faith is right. It's a geographical area, and the 1040 comes from, it's the 10th degree latitude to the 40th degree latitude, and it stretches across the top of Africa over to Asia. And in the world, there's over 8 billion people. The population of the world is 8 billion-ish,
Yeah.
And in that window, there's 5.4 billion people. So it's a very densely populated area. So in that small, it's not small, but in that geographical area, more than half of the world's population lives. However, out of those 5.4 billion, over 3 billion of them are unreached. So this is exactly what we've heard Faith talking about. Unreached, meaning they have little to no access to the gospel. So here in the U.S., I mean, we have access to the gospel.
Yeah.
Even if we don't fully believe or we haven't fully committed our life to the Lord, we're hearing his name. But in this area, there are people who will literally live and die and never hear his name.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, for me, that just like, it undoes me, obviously. I mean, when I really slow down. And so I just encourage you as you're listening to this to slow down and really ponder that for a second. For someone to live and die and never hear his name is unreal.
Yeah.
So you had heard about Unreached. You felt the call to take this class, this Perspectives class, learn more about the unreached. And how did God move in that for you? And this is probably where we'll wrap up this first part one.
I think like connecting me with you and then like us getting connected with Kelsey and starting this book. And I'm still like, oftentimes whenever like a big event happens, I have to like think through it and like go and like look back on it to see what God actually like did in it. And I don't know if I've done that with Perspectives, but yeah.
Well, we're going to hear a little bit about one big way he moved you.
I guess, you know what? Actually, that's wrong. Because like through Perspectives, that's how I got. That's actually...
I think you might be being hard on yourself, Faith.
But yeah, that kind of like through Perspectives is where I heard about the trip that I went on just like a couple weeks ago. And that's how I got connected and went on that trip.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I feel like not only just based on what I've heard you say, not only did that opportunity allow you to learn more about the Lord and his heart for all nations, but I feel like it really connected you to other opportunities and people, all for the Lord's glory.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Awesome. Okay. So this is just really the start, of an incredible life of service. And we are honored, Faith, that you were able to hear or to share part of your story, in this episode. So thank you for sharing everything you've shared. Incredible testimony, incredible story that is a blessing. Anything you want to say before we wrap this podcast up?
I don't think so. I don't want like any part of this to be like, oh wow, Faith is so amazing. It's like, no, it's God working through me. It's like, it's all God. That's just like good. With my testimony, like it's not my story, it's God's story, just using me.
I love it. His story for your life. That's beautiful. So thank you for listening. Please come back and hear part 2. And again, Faith, thank you so very much.
Of course.
We are so thankful that you joined our podcast today. We would love to hear any feedback you may have for us. Remember, Psalm 67 says, "May God be gracious to us and bless us, and make his face shine on us, so that your ways may be known on earth and your salvation among all nations." Don't forget why the Lord blesses us. It's so that we can be a blessing to those around us. Until next time, God bless.